Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. This is Savory Sewing. You can also find me on Instagram at Savory Sewing. A Flosstube channel is a YouTube channel where folks talk about their cross stitch, what they're stitching, what they want to stitch, what they're buying to stitch, all of those things. Today is Sunday, November 3rd, 2024. I hope all of you who live in the US survived daylight savings. Although I feel like this is the good one, as opposed to, fall back's always better than spring forward when it comes to time, except the darkness that will set in this evening, which it's only, I don't know, is it noon? It's not even noon yet here, so it's still bright and nice. Anyway, side note, this is floss tube number 35, and I can't believe it's November. Where did 2024 go? I mean, where did 2020 through 2024 go, really? But I don't know how it's already November. I have, actually, I have some fully finished objects to show you today because as I was recapping my October stitching, which wasn't as, I had big plans. October is like my favorite stitching month because I like all my Halloween whips the best. And I just didn't get anything done. I had one finish in the whole month, which is not normal. I guess a lot of my Halloween projects are big, but I was feeling a little sad. So yesterday I fully finished 3 things to make myself feel better. So you all benefit from my ridiculous standards that mean nothing to anybody but myself, right? Um, so on that note, October stitching stats, because we are now in November. I only stitched 23 out of 31 days, so 8 days not stitched in November or excuse me, in October is a lot of days not stitched. But October, I don't even remember what happened in October. I think I was just busy and then we did things and I don't even know. I worked on 14 projects. I did not touch all of my Halloween whips like I hoped to. I only stitched on, well, I don't know, I'll put a picture here in a minute. I did have 3 new starts. I had no FFOs in October and I had 1 finish, which I'll show you here in a minute. But as for my Halloween whips, I'll put a picture in here. I think I touched 10 out of 14, if I remember correctly. There were 4 of them that just didn't get brought out. One of them probably, is not technically a Halloween whip. It's my Witchy Stitcher, Leave Me Alone, I'm cross-stitching piece, but it's got ghosties on it. But I didn't get to it. I did spend a lot of time on Stitcher's Grimoire, which I'll show you here in a minute, because I really was hoping to finish it, but that didn't happen. But I got really, really close, so I'm excited about that. What else did I want to say about October stitching? Oh, my WIPGO goals, they did not even get close to being done. I had 2 pieces that were supposed to get 3 days each. They each got 1 day. What are you gonna do? November WIPGO calls are out, but I'll talk about them in plans. And then, yeah, and then I do have some plans for November, but November is, I don't know. It's not, I mean, I don't think I have a ton of Thanksgiving cross stitch. I don't feel like that's as popular a genre as the others, so I'm just gonna stitch on fall things, but we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, let me show you my FFOs, my fully finished objects, because I'm very excited. I taught myself how to make cording yesterday, which I was really excited. My partner, I showed him this and he's like, "Oh, why do you need my drill?" "Oh, I'm just gonna go watch football and not pay attention to what you're doing." It's like, that's probably for the best, honestly, in all situations. Go watch football and let me do whatever I want. That's how we survive in this house. Okay, so this is my FFO. This was a free pattern from Witch's Garden Crafts several years ago. If you voted and you provide proof of voting on her Instagram, she would send you this pattern. Never give away your power. I know you can now get it if you are a member of the Witch's Garden Crafts Facebook group. And this is the cording that I made. Isn't it pretty? Super easy. I mean, I would have recommended having a drill or something to spin it, but super easy. Anyway, I made a flat fold, which I really like flat folds. This is the second big one I've made. They're just so satisfying. Anyway, This is on Gray Ada. I don't remember what. It might be hand dyed by Rolanda. Stitched in DMC. The blue and the gray are called for. The red and the pinks are not. It is charted in like peaches. I didn't have those, so I just subbed in 3 shades of red because really it's just a light, a medium, and a dark. And so I used the same, the darkest and the lightest to make the cording. And then I happen to have this blue star fabric in my stash, which looked really nice with the blue here. So I wanted to have this done before Tuesday. Vote, folks. That's all I'm going to say. Go vote. I already voted. Oregon is wonderful. We have mail-in voting. It is literally the best thing ever. I've lived here for 12 years. Every election that I voted in the last 12 years has been at my table. Well, or somewhere in my house. I think we did it on the couch this year, but it doesn't really matter. And then we can go drop the ballots off in a box, or you can put them in the mail, and it is freaking amazing. So anyway, vote. All right. Oh, flat fold finish tutorial, Bonnet Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher, and then the cording tutorial. I watched a bunch, but the one that ultimately made the most sense to me, even though they all told you how to do it the same way, was the one from Tiger Lily Crafts. Anyway, tuck this over here. All right, next I fully finished this piece. There's some dust on this frame, but this is Nevermore Raven by Quaternion Creations. This pattern was in the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. She also is selling it as a standalone pattern that you can get at your local needlework shop. And I stitched this on a nice dark gray fabric that I can't recall, and I know it's in 3 over dyes, but it's only 3 colors. Or it's charted in 3 colors: a black, a brown, and a white. I've seen folks sub out those or do whatever they would like. And then I just sewed these together and put this fabric on the bottom. I thought about making it a pillow, but I really don't need, I don't have a ton of place. As I was decorating for Halloween this year, I don't have enough ton of places to put decorative pillows, but I could use more framed art. Plus I feel like this isn't what is the word? Solely isn't screaming Halloween. This is year round. Also, I really am enjoying this, like, it doesn't quite fit in the frame, so sew some stuff on it. Finish that I know I've seen a lot of folks do. I did this for my Fall of the Patriarchy piece, and if you have the right fabric, I'm debating putting something here, or maybe I should have like done some big stitches, but I didn't. But yeah, this is just a frame. I don't even know where I got it from. Put some paper on the back. It's gonna go somewhere in my house. Get it here for the rest of Flosstube so y'all can enjoy it. Okay, so my last FFO was a Thanksgiving piece. So as I said a minute ago, there's not a ton of Thanksgiving cross stitch out there. This one actually is arguably a Thanksgiving cross stitch because it is turkeys and sweaters. This is it called Sweatervest Weather? Hang on, I've got it right here. Yes, Sweatervest Feather. Sweatervest, I don't know, weather. Sweatervest Weather. Goodness, I don't know why I can't say that today. Those are not hard words. By Lindy Stitches. This was a kit. I don't know if there's any kits available. If there are, they're like few and far between because I bought this like 3-4 years ago now. And I finished stitching it last year. I think I finished stitching it on Thanksgiving last year because I was looking at my Notion to see, and then I just fully finished it yesterday. Look at those little turkeys. Aren't they so cute? This kit came with the fabric, which is a Lugana. Did not come with the floss. And then it came with the interfacing. So there's 2 pieces of interfacing in here. This fabric, the brown, the green, and this felt, and these 3 cute little pins. So look at those turkeys. Aren't they so cute? So it was on my list of things to finish this fall, or fully finish this fall. I love needle books. I have, this might be number 6. I don't have that many needles. I just like making them. They're just, I don't know, they're fun. The only thing I'm regretting about this, or maybe not regretting, but also want to solve is I like it when my needle books close. Like this one doesn't have like a ribbon or anything. And I was following the directions correctly and wasn't really thinking about that when I did it. So normally I would put, you know, 2 pieces of ribbon in here so you could tie it shut. I do have snaps, and so I might put snaps on it. I might also do just like a button and a loop of thread, which I can do with what I've got here. I did that on. Hold on, I'll grab one of my other needle books because I have 6. That's what I did on this one. This one's Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Floss, Evertoe Holiday Countdown from the first year they did it. I turned into a needle book, and all I did was I sewed a button on here, and then I just did a loop of floss here, and then you can just maybe this is just like something I think is a good idea. It doesn't actually work in practice, but no, it does. And then you can just do that, and it holds it closed. So we'll think about that, but otherwise this is done. Super cute. All right, those are my FFOs. Very excited about that. I've got 3 FFOs for November now. If I do nothing else productive in the FFO front for the rest of the month, I will consider myself happy, and it's a win. All right, my one finish for October is the Stitch for Pride piece from Dee's 20 Stitches, the October motif. I'm so excited. We are getting close to being done on this, and I love it. I'm going to show you the whole thing, and then I'll show you a close-up on the Edward Gorey motif. So here is it in all of its glory. Every time I see it, I smile like an idiot. So just go with that, folks. That's why I'm like smiling at you like, hi, I love you, but really I love this. I love you too, but I love this. Oh, it looks so good, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so here it is close up. We've got this spooky skull face with the bat on the head. This is based off of Dee's favorite piece by Edward Gorey called Man with a Bat on His Head. And the floss is dyed by KN Yarns. I really liked this floss. I think this is one of my favorite colorways. I like the purpley blue sort of melancholiness of it. It was perfect for this piece. And then while I've got this out, I'm going to show you the floss for this month's motif, which just dropped. I will pop a photo in here of what this month's motif is going to look like. This is, I've not done the learning yet. I know the artist's name is Molly Bond, and that's as far as I've gotten. But here's the floss. It's this gorgeous purple, speckly, variegated situation, and it's that piece motif is going to go right here. So one more look for this beautifulness. All right, so that was my only finish for October, and then 2 more motifs, and that is done for the year, and then we'll see what Dee comes up with for 2025. All right, so let's look at all of my whips, which, as I say, all of them is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's only 5. Again, I was trying to really get a finish on something, which I didn't, but I'll show you. I made a lot of progress. Okay, excuse the reach. Oh, I have an ottoman on the floor, and that's where I pile my whips after I iron them, and so that's why you always see me, reaching to the floor. I have a table in front of me, but doesn't have enough room on it because it's covered with other stuff. So they don't live up there. But anyway, okay, so first whip that I worked on since I saw you last, and I know you saw this in the last video as well. This is Witch Training Academy by Kathy Barrick. And I just did a little bit more on that moon since you saw me last. So yeah, I'm working on that big old moon. It's gonna be a lot of stitching. I just really like this too. I love those little funky bats. Look how weird those bats are. This is stitched with a mix of the called for DMC and some subbed in fancy floss. Like the black is not DMC 310. It's I think it's Forbidden Fiber Co. something, Raven or Chalkboard, or one of the various blacks in my stash. And the fabric is Heather by Picture This Plus, which is really pretty purple. And it's 30, I want to say it's 32 or 36 count linen. I think it's 32 count because I'm stitching at 2/2. And it's in this cute bag that I made myself that's got witches on broomsticks. So on theme all the way. All right, the next thing that I worked on was this. This is Happy Alloween by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This was originally in Just Cross Stitch magazine. It was in this issue, the 2021 Halloween issue. You can also now buy this as I think just as a PDF. I'm not sure they sell it printed, but I know you can get it as a PDF on their website. And this is where I am. I mostly focused on getting the black in this month. Actually, I think that's all I did. I know that little witch got his hat, and I stitched the word happy. This is 36 count linen in the color Creme Brulee from Forbidden Fiber Co. This is stitched with all the called for DMC. The called for fabric is murky, and then the pattern calls for you to stitch all the background inside. There's like going to be a circle of branches here, and to make the moon, which, you know, looks very similar to this fabric. And I decided I didn't want to stitch that much, so I put it on this fabric instead. I think it's going to look nice whenever I get it done. All right. And next is one of my favorites. This is Silhowitches Quaker by Teresa Kogut. I'm going to run out of floss because when I bought the stuff for this, didn't understand how to calculate floss for a pattern. So anyway, let me show you what I'm doing, and then I'll tell you about how I can't do math, or just didn't even think about doing math, which is more the case. I just didn't think about it. This is where I am. This is fabric from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I believe it's called Queen Crepe Myrtle. It was a fabric of the month, and it's a purple green variegated. Overdyed flosses, and I'm stitching it 2/2. So if you read the back of the pattern, it calls for 2 skeins of swamp water, or 2 skeins of, I don't remember what the brown gray is called. 2 skeins of whatever that overdyed is. Well, that's if you stitch it 1/140 count. This is what I've got left of that floss. And we are not even halfway done. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And then here's the green that is called for. Since you saw this last, I think I started working on this. This is Frankenstein's head. And then I think I maybe finished the word owls. Didn't get a ton more progress on this, but I think I know what. I pulled this out when we were watching Agatha all along one night, and decided I could only stitch on witchy things while we were watching Agatha, which I loved. Oh my God. One, I was so mad, at the beginning because they dragged it out and they released 1 episode a week. And then now I'm mad that it's over. So it's tough being me, folks. It's real tough. All right. So next WIP. This is my last Halloween WIP that I worked on the last few days of October, really hoping to get close to a finish, which I am, but did not get finished. And this is Stitcher's Grimoire from the Witchy Stitcher. This was originally a Patreon piece, which is where I got it. This is now available for purchase. And here is where I am. I got so much done. I finished basically the entire this side of the book. I'm not even going to try left, right, because I always screw it up when I'm on video. That's almost done. I just need this. It's missing a finger. That's a fingernail. I need to put a finger there. I just didn't like the colors that were called for. They were super bright and peachy, and so I need to do a little bit of changing of the colors. And then I started filling in the book there, and then I almost got completely finished on this side with the black and the outline. Because I think before I started working on this, I didn't have like any of this done. So, but I worked down here. So I stitched this, what's that called? An hourglass. It says stop time. Presumably so you can have more time to stitch. And then Devil's Pubes Charming Spell. You can't really see, but I did use the toile. Oh yeah, maybe there's a tiny sparkle right there to stitch his hairs in. Some blood. Little ghosty with some thread wrapped around him. There's going to be a finger there. And then what does it say up here? No knots. Little spool over here. We've got little Mothman, and that says Eternal 310. And then there's going to be a frog in the cauldron. And I don't remember what the rest of the things are in there, but very close to being done. I'm stitching this on, this is another Forbidden Fiber Co. No, excuse me, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers Lugana. I think the color is called Alice's Garden. I don't remember, but it was a fabric of the month. You can't get it on her website or anything. And then the floss is some of the called for DMC, and then some overdyeds. Like the black is all an overdyed. It's not 310, even though it says Eternal 310 on there. And I know the reds are overdyeds, but some of it is DMC, just because. But I really, really like it. And I really want to frame it in like a big, thick, ornate, ridiculous frame. So I'm hoping the Goodwill gods will shine down on me and I can find one of those. Anyway, I really want to get this done. But maybe in April. Probably not coming out for the rest of the year because I got a lot of other stuff on the docket that doesn't involve Stitcher's Grimoire, unfortunately. But it is an awesome pattern. All right. Oh, all right. Hang on. There is something going on with the chair that I'm sitting on. Okay, so the last thing that I stitched on, so it's November, and it is Nora November for those of you who celebrate. And since I have one Nora Corbett piece I am celebrating, I also really would like to get this done this year. So this is Moonglow by Nora Corbett, and I started this last year with Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe and Allie from Allie Z is Crafty in November. I don't remember when. Hang on. What did we start it? I assume we started it in November. I thought it was my Nora November. We started on November 25th of last year. And hashtag Moonglow Magic SAL. And I would like to finish it this month. I think I can. I mean, if I actually focus on it, I could. Here's where I am. So I did pull this out, and I did iron all these things, and then I tucked them away, and then they all got wrinkled again. Sorry, folks. This is where I am. It's so pretty. What is this fabric called? Hold on. Olive. This is Olive by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. It's a 28 count linen, and I'm stitching with all the called for. So DMC and Karen Water Lilies. And then I have all the beads. So since I showed it last, what I worked on was this green leafy situation up here. And then I put, you can see I put some white little doodaddy things in there. Oh, she's so pretty. Anyway, this has gotten, I think I've just worked on this one night. I worked on this on the 1st of November. So I'm going to try to get it done this month. There's not a ton left, really. It's just the leaves on the other side, and then the lady is backstitched in her hair, and then the moon at the top. So I think I could do it. I don't know. I would like to. Luckily, November's got some holidays in it, which means I have at least 3 days in which probably Veterans Day, Thanksgiving, and the day after Thanksgiving, I'm going to be able to do nothing but cross stitch if I so desire. So, isn't it pretty? So pretty. All right. So that is both a whip and a plan. All right, I have one new start in October, and then we'll talk about haul and plans, and yeah, then that'll be it. All right, so I started one thing. Well, I started two things because I did start the October Stitch for Pride motif, but I finished it. I started this, this is October by the Cricut collection. This was one of my 24 and 24 plan new starts. I did not start the other one, but I will talk about that in a minute. And I got the tiniest. I mean, this is how big the fabric is. I did not iron this because you are going to see literally some brown and black stitching on brown fabric, which is like anticlimactic. Look at that. I stitched the roof of a house and 4 windows. Woot. I started in the middle because, I don't know, it seemed right. I actually was hoping that by doing a middle start, I was going to start with the pretty silk and colors silk, the letters are going to be, but it happened to be the roof of the house, so that's what we did. This is, picture this plus ale. No idea what count, but I'm stitching it 2/2, I think. No, I'm stitching it 1/2. And I think these are the called for. I know that I didn't actually pull all the called for. And the only thing I had bought when I kitted this up at Shepherd's Bush was the silk. So I'm not really one of those people who kits everything up. I know some folks are very like, this is how we do it. I don't often fly by the seat of my pants, and we'll see how this turns out. But it'll be fine. It will totally be fine. I'm going to shove that back in. It's also just living in a bag right now. It doesn't have a nice bag. I need to go on another. I'm torn. I have the it's not that I have the fabric and the supplies. I can make as many project bags as I want. But I have like 50 WIPs and they all have project bags already, which makes me think, well, you already made 50 bags. Maybe you should say 50 bags is the max and you shouldn't make any more. This is, I know, first world problems all over the place, people. But you are watching a Flosstube video. So I'm thinking that you probably also maybe have some of these first world problems. But anyway, that's why I haven't made a bag yet. That, and I don't love zippers. I don't love sewing zippers. I'm stopping talking about this now. I don't love zippers. You'll probably see that again, and it'll be in a beautiful color coordinated project bag, and then we'll just pretend this conversation never happened. All right, let's look at haul, and then we'll do plans. Okay, the first piece of haul I'm going to show you is going to be anticlimactic, but and I need to make sure I cover my address because y'all don't need to know where I live. I'm just going to show you that little sticker there. It says, do not open me on December 1st. Or no, it doesn't say do not. It says open me on December 1st. This is my 2024 holiday countdown sale from Evertote's Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Floss. Even though I said I wasn't going to buy it because every December I've bought all of them so far. So this is the third one I've purchased. They take over my December and I get no other holiday stitching done, and it always makes me cranky, but I really love the projects, and so I'm stitching it. It's also Nordic themed, which I'm really excited about. Oh, and that reminds me, somebody else, and I will put a picture in here of the Instagram. Oh, hang on, I do know who it is. Let me put this down. I'm pretty sure it's Blueberry Ridge. Hopefully that's what this says. Is doing a Nordic themed stitch along in December with 4, I think it's 4 designs, and they come out each Sunday, and I really want it, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it because I'm probably not going to be able to get it stitched, but I want it. All right, anyway, didn't buy it, so that doesn't count as haul. Maybe you'll see it next week. My other haul is this. Sorry for the crinkle. I'm not going to take this out of the bag because that's a lot of crinkling. My BeStitchMe fabric of the month. It's called Cold Foam. I think this is a regular color because I've seen other folks stitch on this, I think. It's pretty. All right, the other thing, and in haul, I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this and hopefully have also already purchased it, because I know they've already made an obscene amount of money for charity. A group of designers under the heading, how do I want to say this? Collaboration I'm failing right now. Hold on. Trying to find. Here we go. Spellbound Stitches. So Spellbound Stitches put together a bookmark book. And I did get to see a preview chapter and was already super excited about it. So thank you for sharing that with me. And even if all the other bookmarks were crap, which of course they were never going to be crap, I was already psyched about stitching the two in the freebie chapter that I was sent because they were both amazing. And beautifully, beautifully done. This PDF is gorgeous. So I did already donate to one of the charities that were on their list. Let me see if I can read you the charities. I'm not going to read you all 27 designers because you don't want to listen to me read out 27 designers. But basically, in order to receive a copy of this collaborative bookmark collection, you needed to make at least a $15 donation to either the Black Children's Books and Authors, Book Aid International, Books to Prisoners, or the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library charitable organizations. I donated to the Black Children's Books and Authors group, which is actually located near me. It's in Seattle, Washington. Also the International Book Project. See, I didn't scroll down far enough. So anyway, there are five organizations that were on their list that they had vetted, that they were, legit organizations that, probably there's a ranking website, right, for nonprofits and what have you. And so I donated to that one, and then got a 68-page PDF, folks. It's 68 pages long of these patterns, which are organized by chapters of different book genres. And I love them all. I'm going to show you right here the ones that are on my to stitch list. And so again, this plays back into that, should I buy more things? Because I don't have time to stitch what I have, but these were all really good. All right. So in no particular order, they're in alphabetical order by the name of the pattern because that's how my that's how I named the files of the screenshots that I took, and that is how they are here. No, that's actually not even true. I'm going to organize them right now. So this is book mystery. Oh, the other thing is every bookmark comes with a book recommendation, which I think is super fun. I'm always looking for things to read, actually more so listen to while I'm stitching, and so I love this. So this is Book Mystery by, I'm going with Nalu Designs. That's not right. I will figure it out and say it properly next time. This was in one, I got the mystery chapter as my freebie chapter, and I was already super excited to stitch this. I just think it's really beautiful. Next, this is Choose Your Own Adventure by Bendy Stitchy Designs. This is so good. How many people, didn't you all out there read Choose Your Own Adventures? I mean, I used to flip to all three. I was also a cheater with the Choose Your Own Adventure books because I would read all of the options and then pick the one I liked best rather than just going and going and going. Also, it always used to make me really mad when you picked the one where you died and then the book was over and you had to start over. It always made me really mad too. But anyway, this is a really good design. Nice job, Michelle. This, you guys know I love me some Sprouting Lupin. This one's beautiful. This is called Dungeon Crawling. I got no words. I just like this one, the Morally Gray Book Club by Urban Stitches. This one, it's very simple, but I just like the idea of a Morally Gray Book Club. I want to be in that book club, don't you? This is from Stitch X Love, Donna from Donna, you live in Washington, right? Yeah, Pacific Northwest. I can't remember if you live in Oregon or Washington because, we're all one state. We're not. This is one more chapter. Look at the scalloped situation on the edges of that bookmark. How did you do that? Is that sewing machine? Did you do that on an embroidery machine? Because that's beautiful. I need to figure out how to do that. I actually have a sewing machine that can embroider stuff, and I never use that, but I might have to teach myself how to do it just so I could recreate that because that's so good. This one is Owl of Minerva by Needlelot Designs. It's got an owl on it. And I've never heard of Needle Art Designs before. So now I have someone new to follow on Instagram and more patterns to buy. You all probably know Nuri from Shaded Stitchery, uber talented. This one's just beautiful. This is called Passages. So pretty. Haunted Frames Stitchery, Secrets Beyond the Gate. Really, really like this. Really simple. Yeah. And then the last one, the Cozy Reading Cottage. From, who is this? Oh, this is Stitch Crypt. And no, I just want to say these are just, I don't know how many I just listed there. Of course, there were 27 bookmarks in here. And you also have other really beautiful things that I didn't mention. I mean, Modern Folk Embroidery, the Witchy Stitcher, Flossy Fox, Gloomy Gremlin. Who else is in here? Noctiflora Designs. Like, you couldn't go wrong with any bookmark you chose. These are just the ones that I screenshotted quickly as I went through and thought, I want to stitch all of these. I would stitch them all. But anyway, so plans. So that's the end of my haul. Plans. I would love to stitch one of those. I don't know if that will happen, but I will optimistically say that I'm going to start one, even though I will admit I did purchase the bookmark making class last year at the Jingle Ball and have yet to stitch or make any of those bookmarks. So maybe I should slow my roll. All right. Next on the plans list. I did not, oh no, I did pull the WIPGO numbers. Okay, let's talk about, actually, let's talk about this first. This is on the plans list. This is the Turkey Owl Mill Hill. He's getting stitched. I don't know when. Maybe this will be my Thanksgiving stitch. How cute is he? He's getting stitched. I also have, so for WIPGO, I should pull out the things that I didn't get done and work on them. I don't know if that will happen. I'm also not mad at myself if I don't finish WIPGO, so this is, whatever. Hang on, I'm pulling up my list of things. Oops, maybe I am. Hang on, tablet, come hang out with me. My WIPGO calls this month are Autumn Flowers by All Forest, which is great because I was going to work on that this month anyway, and it's fall themed, so it's perfect. This gets 3 days, and I missed a day that was owed to it, I think in like September, so it's hopefully going to get 4 days this month, which might be doable. I don't know. It's going to get at least 1 day. 4 days might be pushing it. And then the other thing that was called this month was a finish on this piece. This is Scissors with Flowers by Tiny Modernist. This is definitely doable. This might take me a day or two. And I'd like to get that knocked off the list for sure because that is one of my last outstanding WIPs from, I think, 2021. And we'd be real close to having all of my 2020. Oh, sorry, that's a 2022 WIP, but it would still be nice to get it knocked off the list because it doesn't have much left, and I'm trying to get those older WIPs done. Autumn Flowers is from 2021. That's definitely not getting finished, but it's got a lot. It's got a lot left. I'm barely a quarter of the way done. All right. So I had planned 24 new starts in 2024, and I have not started all of those things. And I think in September and October, I had 2 starts that I didn't get done. So and for whatever reason, I hadn't actually planned anything for November, which I'd forgotten that I hadn't done until I went to see what the November plans were. And I was like, oh yeah. So I decided I'm going to start the 2 things that I had not started in November. And then instead of 24 new starts, I'll just have, actually 22, but actually only 21 because I had something that I started that was a complete disaster that I have to restart. So anyway, long story very long. The 2 things that I have that are kitted up and ready to go that I had not started were this one. So this is Needle Heathen by Bendy Stitchy. I know I showed this last video. I had planned on starting this. It's all kitted up. And then I went to start it, and then I had second thoughts about my fabric choice. So I am going to show you the 3 fabric options and then see if anyone has opinions to help me decide. Ooh, what's going on here? All right, so you just saw the photo, but I'm going to show you again. It's 4 little pieces. And I have the called for floss, which I am using because I also bought, which I am going to use. So those aren't non-negotiable. These are the two colors. They are Red Velvet and Samson from Threadworks. They match my outfit today. All right, so as you can see, the called for is Tobacco from Zweigart. So very dark brownie yellow. I don't have that. I'm not mad about that. I just don't have it. Originally, I had planned on using this. So this is, I think this is just cream or buttercream from Forbidden Fiber. No, Fiberlicious Yummy Fiber. It's Lugana. It would be fine. I think I started thinking that the Samson wasn't going to show up very well on it. And I think the reason why I picked this originally is because I thought it would be a good fabric, and I have this much left, and you can see I've folded it. Each of those little panels fits perfectly in one of these, and then I would use up this nice weird piece of fabric. So that made me feel good. And then I was like, well, I don't know if Samson's going to show up, so I looked through my stash. So I have this other piece of Lugana from Fiberlicious, and this is called French Roast. And I think this would be really pretty as an option. I think the colors would look really good on it. Obviously, they would show up beautifully. So that's an option. And then I also have this. This is Ancient Cloister. This was from a box from the Starlight Stitchery. And I think this would be nice too. I think they would all work. And they're all 32 count. So that's, you know, they're all the same size. Lugana versus linen doesn't matter to me. I stitch on all the things. So, anyone have any opinions that they'd like to share? Because I'm just at that point where I'm in indecisive mode and just can't choose. So you've got Ancient Cloister, French Roast, Buttercream. I think the more that I think about it, I don't think I'm going to use Buttercream, or I probably would have just done it already. So these are the two choices. Thank you. Thank you for your help in advance. All right, let's put that away. So that's going to get started this month. And we've got a lot of pink and red going on here today. I have a problem. All right, the next bag has got a Hello from Liz Mathews pattern in it. This is Needle in Hand. Right? Yes, Needle in Hand by Hello from Liz Mathews. This is an exclusive to Acorns and Threads, which is here in Portland, Oregon. And I don't have any decision making to make on this. This is just going to get stitched. And I've got fabric picked out for it. It's going on this, which is called Ginger Root by Forbidden Fiber Co. And then I have, looks like I've got the DMC pulled. And I think I might also sub in, I think I have an overdyed maybe that I might sub in. I swear I talked about this on a video, and now I don't see the floss in here, so maybe I'll have to go watch my own videos to see what I was thinking about doing. But anyway, I'd like to get this started as well this month. And then I'll have started everything that I had kitted up this year, well, except for the December plans, but I'll start those next month. And yeah, the thing that I started that I failed on was this. This is Moonshine Cabin from Modern Folk Embroidery. And I just hated my fabric choice. It did not look, I just made bad choices. So I need to restart this, but I did start it like I said I would, so it still counts. All right, so other plans for November. I want to touch all my fall whips. Yeah, I've got like 5 or 6 current whips that I've decided were my November ones. They are Moonglow, which you already saw. Autumn Cloche, also by Hello from Liz Mathews. This little guy from Maximum Cross Stitch is called Fall is Greater. I'd like to get this finished, or at least get a bunch of stitching on it in the fall season. Autumn Flowers, which I showed you earlier, as part of WIPGO, is going to get pulled out. Love to pull out Olivia the Forest Witch. I might need to make her my Sunday Fancy Lady stitching again. just because that was a really good way to get my Dark Queen of the Earth done, and I'd like to get Olivia done someday. And then Autumn Night Garden. I have 3 patterns that have autumn in the title, so I felt like they were appropriate to pull out. Autumn Night Garden from Tiny Monarchist. This was in her Patreon. And I also, actually, I'm going to put a picture here and I'll just talk about it. I can't remember what these are called, but there's 3 of them and they're birds and they say Lord of Gourds, Prince of Pies. Can't remember what the Count of Candy maybe. And I have Lord of Gourds done, and I'd like to start one of these as well this month. And then the other thing that I'd like to do this month is finish my American Goldfinch and get the entire Bird Crush Club finished. And so this is also Lindy Stitches. I stitch a lot of Lindy Stitches birds, I've realized. I should count them up someday because it's an obscene number. But she does good birds. She does. Okay. All right. So I think those are all my plans. This was very rambly at the end. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully. I hope you all have a lovely fall. Or spring, I guess, if you're living in the southern hemisphere. And yeah, I'll see you on hopefully on the 24th of November. Is that 2 weeks from now? Goodness gracious, I can't math today, folks. I should just stop talking. All right. Happy stitching, folks. If you live in the US, you know what to do on Tuesday. Please go vote. And I'll see you all in a couple weeks. Thanks, folks. Bye.